Hello everyone, this is our final video for the IVCW course. This is our full presentation. We're going to start with our elevator pitch. So global fisheries are 2.5 times larger than what our oceans can sustainably support, with almost 31% of the world's fish populations being overfished. This occurs due to the EU fishing, water pollution, and bycatch of endangered species. Information and data available for government agencies and companies is usually difficult to interpret due to the lack of technical expertise these agents have. BF5 services are targeted to these organizations and have the objective of reducing the gap in technical expertise by delivering data obtained from EO technologies and other traditional tools in a more understandable way, tailored to the needs of its clients. A set of maps, reports, and forecasts will be delivered through a personalized digital platform, with further detailed consultancy and advisory insights being provided. To deliver the solution, a key account manager will be hired, someone with high local expertise of Brittany, our target market. The development and maintenance of the digital platform will be of the responsibility of a specialist that will be also responsible to test and update the platform. Prototype development and testing will begin in 2022, and commercialization is expected in 2023. For this, BF5 has defined a total budget of 411,900 euros. So this is our beautiful team. I'm Manuel. We have Inês, Raul, and Valentin with us presenting this.
So to better develop our project, we use the value creation wheel framework, which we will now address through the analysis and description of each phase. So starting with phase 1, our goal as key decision makers was to discover BF5's value proposition by assessing the challenges of the market. So for that purpose, an external and internal analysis was conducted to answer this first step of the value creation process. So to start, our main challenge was to find the best geographical market to expand our services, taking into consideration our user scenario. So therefore, our user scenario can be classified into 3 main services. So first, characterization of fishing areas, second, fish provenance and eco-labeling, and lastly, impact on tourism. So regarding the characterization of fishing areas, through the implementation of advanced localization tools using Earth observation and in situ data, we can achieve an accurate and complete identification of fishing areas. So this in turn will allow a more sustainable management and preservation of fish stocks by decreasing illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing and transshipment activities. So this has the benefit of improving overall fishing conditions for abiding vessels, as well as quick, cost-effective and timely information for our customers, leading to a more sustainable, safe and profitable outcomes. As for the fish provenance and eco-labeling service, by combining information obtained through satellite observations with more traditional detection tools, we provide significant certification of fish provenance while helping to detect the most sustainable fishing areas, reducing then bycatch. As such, BF5 intends to focus on sustainable initiatives such as green stickers certification and also eco-labeling. So the inclusion of this service in our offer aims to improve the protection of marine species, promoting sustainable and safe practices. So finally, regarding impact on tourism, our accessible and easy to understand information allows us to extend our offer to other organizations, in particular tourism agencies. So our goal is to provide timely information on coastal water conditions by monitoring shore conditions, risk of erosion, as well as quality and potential uses of coastal waters for recreational purposes, mainly sports, health, and lifestyle activities. So moving forward, it is also determinant to present to you our technological features. So our main source of data will be provided by satellites, mainly through synthetic aperture radars, and cloud computing is also key for data storage as it will allow for a cost-effective aggregation of data. Likewise, the startup will work with powerful data processing tools that will allow a quick and timely delivery of information. So all this will be integrated with artificial intelligence that will reduce the need for a constant human presence in the entire process. So finally, all our tools will be combined with in situ sensors and radars for wholesome and reliable data acquisition. So moving on, at the core of our mission was to implement actions that would allow us to address the Sustainable Development Goals, mainly SDG number 2, zero hunger, and number 14, life below water, number 12, responsible consumption and production, and also number 17, so partnerships for the goals. So therefore, our service aims to help conserve marine resources by protecting species. And additionally, we aim to ensure sustainable production and consumption through eco-labeling, contributing to greater food security and better nutrition. And finally, the information obtained through our service can be used to address many other goals, allowing partnerships to arise as we will support the optimized use of information about the marine environment. So next, we analyze both Earth observation and fishing markets to have a clearer view of what could impact our business model. So as for the fishing market, the world's growing population has caused an increase in the demand for fish, which in the next 35 years is expected to be 1.5 times what humans currently capture, as fish is the most cost-effective protein on the planet. Yet our global fisheries are already 2.5 times more than our oceans can sustainably support. And this implies that sustainable fishing measures must be adopted, given the serious problems of overfishing that we are currently facing. So regarding the Earth observation market, in 2017, the global EO economy was estimated to be around 9.7 billion euros, and the downstream industry is mainly driven by governmental applications, which represent at least half of the revenues, and the industry is showing positive signs of growth. And furthermore, there have been developments in EO-based services given the improvements in the big data industry. So moving on to competitors, we performed the Porter's 5 forces analysis, and regarding the threat of new entrants, we consider it a medium force because of the high initial costs and time requirements. Yet the Earth observation market has been growing and may be attractive for new players. As for the bargaining powers of suppliers is high, since satellite data is crucial for the service. As for the bargaining power of buyers, we consider it high since the competitors offer similar services and therefore the switching costs are lower. And finally, regarding the threat of substitution, we consider it low as other technologies such as drones and sensors are less effective at the moment. So overall, competitive rivalry is medium. So as we can see on this next slide, the competitors offer very similar services such as oil spill detection, ship tracking, and fishing monitoring, and they are strongly located in Europe and are mostly subscription-based. So we also want to highlight possible partnerships with other companies that could be an asset to our startup, as is the case of Planet for its size and already existing program dedicated to partnerships. So proceeding now to the SWOT analysis and starting with the strengths, we can highlight the easy access to raw data and also the existing solutions to preserve the maritime resources. As for weaknesses, the service is totally dependent on technology. So this represents a large investment for a startup, for instance, in cloud storage services and AI development. As for opportunities, we can highlight the government support both in the area of Earth observation and sustainable fishing. And finally, in terms of threats, we can underline the low awareness of the uses and opportunities of Earth observation from the public, and also the growth of other technologies such as drones and sensors. So considering our SWOT analysis, we came up with 4 strategies for our TOWS analysis. And starting with strength opportunity strategies, our agile international team can drive the development of a complete fishing consulting service. And additionally, to minimize our threats, having the support of Nova SPE gives us access to a vast network of students, professors, and even companies, being a channel to promote our project and potentially attract investors. And moreover, by seeking an investor and establishing partnerships with government institutions, we can grow our company and make it reach more audiences, minimizing the fact that we have limited resources, both technical and financial. So when it comes to KPIs and metrics, in the short term, we wanted to understand and apply the VCW and also to understand the market and the challenges behind it. In the midterm, we wanted to achieve a successful application of the solution. And finally, in the long term, we aim the solution to be aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals. We want to find investors for the project and have a positive return on investment. So moving on to phase 2, our goal was to create value. And for that, we brainstorm a list of ideas and solutions. So we wanted our service to be aligned with the SDG goals. So therefore, we considered all the 193 countries that are recognized by the United Nations as potential target markets. So on phase 2B, we brainstormed to came up with a total of 50 filters. And after we categorized them into 5 different sections. So first, geographical or environmental, then technological, political, economical, societal, and competition, as you can see in this slide.
Okay, thanks, Ines. So now we are moving on to phase 3. So the team tried to contact different shareholders from the sector, and we finally had the opportunity to interview Ana Paula Quiroga to better understand the market needs and opportunities. What we conclude is that there is a great need for services that deliver a real-time characterization of fishing areas with easy-to-use information for the end users. The main threat is a great lack of sustainable certified fish and seafood, and as opportunity for her, fishing and tourism together is a growing market with a lot to explore. From a first brainstorming, the team used the poker method as a tool to support the decision-making process. And the poker method is proved to be an efficient method in order to narrow down and reduce the number of filter and criteria to find the most appropriate and applicable filter and criteria. Based on the validation of value on phase 3C, we selected the global filters. So in the end, our ranking can be classified into 3 levels. So first level related to core business, such as the length of coastal area or the number of satellites by country. A second level related to business operations, such as market attractiveness. And finally, legislation on user privacy and data protection. As for local filter, 4 filters were selected. So first the length of coastline, then the volume of fish sold in the region, and the number of fish on the red list, meaning that the species is in danger. And lastly, the employment in the fishing industry. So we are now moving to phase 4 to determine our target market. So the MCDA and the VCF conducted us with 3 countries, so USA, Japan, and France. But the final target is France due to the proximity aspect to Portugal and its integration to the EU. Also, every year, a single European will consume approximately 20 kilograms of fish product, making the EU fishing industry the 4th largest in the world. As a local level, the MCDA and the VCF has led the team to the region of Brittany. In fact, Brittany is surrounded by 2,700 kilometers of coastline, more than any other French region. Each of its 4 departments has a maritime frontage, and to select more specific client, the team felt the need to find also which department to target inside the region of Brittany, ending up targeting the Finisterre, which is the most important fishing department. To strongly assert our value proposition and design our prototype, we looked for similar businesses present in the region of Brittany. So the 3 main ones are the scientific interest group Bretagne Télédétection, the Bretel. The second is the Sea Innovation Cluster Paul-Mer Bretagne Atlantique, dedicated to innovation for maritime activities. Also working with Bretel in a project which is promoting the use of satellite data for development of new products, services, and application for the maritime sector. And lastly, the Technopole Brest IROAS, an association technology-oriented which supports innovative companies. Also, we looked for a potential partner and buyers. And we consider a local one as our mission is to answer local need and develop very specific solution. So to sum up the list, most of them are public entities and they are mostly composed by value buyer who could understand our value and want the team to provide the most value in the relationship.
Okay, thanks, Val. Moving forward, based on the acquired knowledge from the development of this project, as well as the feedback and answers we received from stakeholders, there are four main problems we identified into which we want to bring cheap and reliable solutions. Firstly, the end users, our company targets, do not understand the data that is obtained from the upstream providers. They lack technical expertise and can do very little with the raw data they get. Reducing this complexity of information is an opportunity that still needs to be addressed. Then the number of regulations that are in progress can be difficult to follow, and having access to the opportunities these regulations can provide might be difficult to perceive by organizations. For instance, not all companies operating in the fishing industry consider all regulations that are in place to limit EUU or bycatch. The Common Fisheries Policies is the only set of rules to manage European fish fleets and better monitor fish stocks, for instance, and many companies don't have these regulations in mind when they operate. The solutions that exist in the downstream industry and that transform this raw data into more readable and understandable language tend to be served on a larger, more global scale with higher costs for users and with very low customization options. This fragmented market creates confusion on the applications available and their potential benefits. More local solutions are thus needed that targets regional specific pains and shortcomings. Sustainability, finally, is an important value driver within the industry, not only for the downstream providers, but also for the end users that want to use this information provided to adopt more sustainable practices that allow the compliance of regulations. However, sustainability has been pushed mainly by consumers. It has been applied mostly on an industrial level, which tends to bring the final product's price up. Consumers want sustainable products and services, but do not want necessarily to be paying more for these products or services. As such, it is important to tackle the sustainability cost paradox by offering advanced technological features that are easy to use and cheap to implement. BF5 wants to reduce the gap in technical expertise by delivering the data acquired in a more manageable way, easier to read and interpret, providing a comprehensive overview of what the end user specifically needs and what it can do with the intelligence acquired. With this said, we will additionally provide advisory services that will guide our clients' actions. Based on the data collected, decisions will have to be made quickly and suggestions on next steps will be provided. We will guide our clients and provide assistance and support whenever needed. Our final goal is to build a powerful software that will automatize this process based on previous observations and with the aid of machine learning. As such, not only are we focused on reducing the complexity of information and democratize it to more users, but we also want to make this all automatic and able to work on autopilot, becoming quicker and allowing for decision making even under strict, tight time constraints. BF5 will focus its efforts on capitalizing on the opportunities provided by the regulations to reduce EU and bycatch while serving a smaller market, with emphasis on providing localized solutions tailored to the specific needs of end users. Different packages will be offered at different prices, going from options with the basic but mandatory features to premium solutions targeted at serving those with more advanced needs. All offers will be customizable to better serve our clients' specifications. As mentioned previously, BF5 will offer different packages at different prices with different features. We want to empower our end users with easy to read, easy to understand information, as well as to provide assistance in terms of how to use such information, with the objective of allowing these companies to become more sustainable, efficient, and profitable. In order to tackle the sustainability cost paradox, we will offer advanced technological features with automation of processes, image quality assessment and control, and waste reduction systems as our core competencies. So moving to the next slide, BF5 divided its set of potential clients into three distinct segments, as you can see in this slide. Government agencies and public authorities that focus their efforts on developing regulations and laws for maritime protection and safety is our primary target. Then we have private companies within the fishing industry as a secondary target that are comprised of commercial fisheries vessels and organizations that have the ocean as source of value creation, for instance, tourism agencies. And finally, we'll also recognize international organizations such as NGOs focused on protection of fish species and the United Nations or the European Union. This we will not be targeting. So after recognizing these segments, we decided again to target as a primary target government agencies and public authorities, helping them boost the sustainable development of fishing methods through the preservation of maritime areas and diffuse clear guidelines. And as a secondary target, private companies that have an interest in eco-labeling and sustainable fishing in their value chain, as well as companies operating in the tourism sector. This set of companies will be served later when the service is fully developed and tested. With this said, BF5 is a fishing consultancy and advisory service that translates EO imagery into easy-to-process information, providing quick and effective solutions for government agencies, public authorities, or regional communities focused on maritime safety. Unlike highly specialized competitors, BF5 aims to bridge the gap between the complexity of the EO technology used and the knowledge and expertise of the clients, providing a highly understandable result in terms of interpretation and assessment. BF5 will be operating in the downstream industry by purchasing raw data from EO imagery providers, as well as from other sources of information on weather conditions, polluted areas, regulated fishing areas, reporting illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, fishing locations and performance of fisheries, among other important intelligence that can be of great value to its end users. After acquiring this data, BF5 will make sure that it is safely stored and transformed into a comprehensive set of reports, maps, and forecasts that are easy to understand and interpret, allowing for quick and timely decisions. With this said, the company will be providing consultancy and advisory services that allow its partners to make the most suitable decisions. In the following slides, you will be able to see both the conceptualization and the prototype of our product, quickly going through it. So we will translate information obtained from EO technologies as well as in situ data into easier to process output. BF5 aims to democratize access to this data while simultaneously providing solutions that can be implemented in a quick and effective manner by its clients without the need of having a high technical expertise. For this purpose, BF5 will develop a personalized digital platform delivered online via website and mobile. Partner organizations will be able, you can move to the next slide. Okay. For this purpose, BF5 will develop a personalized digital platform. As you can see here, this is our interface, our website, delivered online via website. You can see it here. We will also be delivering this via a mobile application. Partner organizations will be able to create an account and select which subscription plan they want to purchase. BF5 will offer 2 subscription plans. They will have different features. We will go through this later on in this presentation, and clients can decide which one is more suitable for their specific needs, budget, and size. Besides providing a highly comprehensive output in terms of interpretation and assessment of the critical information obtained from the purchased data, BF5 will ensure that its clients have access to a plethora of solutions, suggested paths, activities to perform with intelligence provided, mainly regarding the amount of fish that can be legally captured in specific areas, level of water pollution in that area, most profitable months to capture certain species, cautionary reports on areas where the risk of bycatch is high, up-to-date reports on sustainable fishing zones, sustainable resource use, and sustainable practices. A key area in which BF5 will work on is on the provision of advanced information of fish provenance, fish species that can be found in specific areas, periods of the year with bigger or lower presence of certain species, all with the purpose of preserving habitats, thus protecting endangered species. As I've mentioned, the mobile application will be developed in parallel to the website. This version of the platform will be easier to navigate. It can be seen as a more user-friendly approach to the platform itself. BF5's objective is to appeal to other target segments with different needs. Mainly, the company will target tourism agencies and the community at large by targeting tourist agencies and other organizations to purchase BF5 services and use them to the population's benefit. The company is giving them the opportunity to become active players in the preservation and protection of coastal waters. As a final feature, with the data stored as well as the data used in its clients' daily operations, the company is going to develop a powerful software that will automatize most of the advisory services, inducing AI and machine learning technologies to develop algorithms that can learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions with as little human intervention as possible. This feature will only be available for the premium subscribers, as it is more expensive to run and development and needs more advanced resources to work properly. Moving forward, in this slide, you can see what features the 2 plans will have and what justifies their different prices. In short, the premium plan will have more regular updates, will have the possibility of paying through monthly contracts, and will have the extra feature of inducing AI and machine learning to further automatize the advisory insights provided. It will also deliver high-resolution data via the app. The standard plan is simpler, with low-resolution imagery offered, which allow for lower costs to BF5 so that the price for clients is reduced. As you know, the high-resolution imagery has higher costs and will need higher imagery updates. And this will, of course, have higher costs for us, for our company, and this justifies in part some of the higher prices we will ask our clients. The price plan was defined on the different features that each subscription has as such, and taking into consideration the cost of each feature, that cost each feature has to develop. The standard plan has a cost of 1,500 euros per month, but will only be sold through yearly contracts, totaling 18,000 per year. The premium plan will have a superior cost per month due to its improved features. As such, its price will also be higher at 2,700 euros per month, totaling per year 32,400 euros. This plan will have monthly contracts available, so companies can opt in and opt out whenever they feel like they don't need the service anymore. So we will offer this on a monthly basis as well. Now, regarding the 7 P's of marketing, and making a quick overview, because we have been talking about this throughout the presentation. Starting with the product, BF5 will purchase raw data from EO imagery providers and safely store it and transform it into a set of maps, reports, and forecasts. There will be a personalized digital platform. We have been talking about this, and a mobile application developed to provide a simple and effective UI. The platform is available to any company interested to purchase with different subscription plans, and each model has a different number of features available. Regarding the place, a member of the team will act as a key account manager to undertake all activities with respect to sales and distribution of the software. The key account manager will be on site in Brittany, our target market, to ensure a smooth flow of the business process. The price of the subscription model will depend on the subscription plan selected. I have just talked about this. So again, 18,000 per year for the standard plan, 2,700 per month for the premium plan. Moving to promotion, BF5 will directly contact their premium and secondary target customers, so government agencies and public authorities. I'm hearing my voice. Sorry. Raul, could you please? Okay, thank you. So sorry for this. Moving to promotion, we will directly contact our primary and secondary target customers, so the government agencies, public authorities, and private companies respectively. These companies will be presented with the model and prototype, but also with advisory service available to them through the platform and mobile application. Comprehensive and informative reports, maps, and forecasts will be available for analysis and will be delivered to local customers in a quick and timely manner through a digitalized platform and mobile application. BF5 possesses, moving forward to the team, BF5 possesses a team of diverse backgrounds. As you can see, we are from 3 different nationalities, and we specialize in several areas, ranging from marketing, entrepreneurship, and finance. We will be recruiting, however, an additional team for the various areas of expertise. A key account manager will be hired to ensure effective customer relationship management. The key account manager will ideally be from Brittany to ensure that he or she has knowledge and expertise about the local market. The development of the digital platform and mobile application will be of the responsibility of a specialist who will be hired for that purpose, and we will also be responsible for regularly maintaining and updating the platform. Finally, regarding the process, BF5 will compute the raw data and process it to be more accessible and comprehensive, providing its clients with the necessary reports and information collected. Furthermore, the company will ensure that all its consultancy and advisory insights are delivered in the most appropriate way possible to ensure a continuous communication with clients, as well as maintaining a professional relationship with them for the long term.
Okay, so in the next phase of the VCW, we had to consolidate value from all the data collected and the research conducted. So we will be talking about 4 aspects, which are the business model canva, 3 M's, the evaluation of the KPIs, and also finally our roadmap for the future and the challenges we might face. So in the business model canva, we can see a general overview of the entire project and BF5 startup. So the 7 parts of the business model canva are the key partners, the key activities, the key resources, the cost structure, the value proposition, the customer relationships, the channels, and the customer segments, which is just a basic general overview of the entire project. So then we're moving on to the next slide, we see the 3 M's, and we first established the manpower required for the future. So the KDM established the task relevance of maturity. So the TRM basically states how much responsibility TRM is high, as the KDMs do not have much experience and training in these tasks or the fields. In the next part, we created a Gantt chart to ensure a stable plan and a timeline that should be followed throughout the project. The 5 steps of the future are, we first have the planning, then the concept and development, then the fundraising, then the testing of the prototype and receiving feedback, and finally the market release and the commercialization of the platforms. In the last part, we then analyze the average budget required in order to cover up the cost for its first year of operations. Although the project also requires external investment in order to sustain, and therefore we'll be looking for investors into the project. The KDMs then evaluated and analyzed the KPIs. The KPIs had been segregated into 3 parts, which are short-term, medium-term, and long-term. We established 9 KPIs that we wanted to achieve, and out of these KPIs, we successfully achieved 5 of them. We moderately achieved 3 of them, and we did not achieve 1 of them. So the only KPI we could not achieve was practically non-calculable, as the company was not in function, and therefore calculating a return on investment seemed impossible. We then created a cost structure, and we evaluated the budget required. So we determined 3 parts of the budget, which are the upfront costs, the operational costs, and the sources of financing. So after adding up all these costs, we estimated a budget of around 411,900 euros. And these costs will be for the first year of the company's operations. Finally, we established a future roadmap and analyzed any challenges that we might face. So the first step of our of the future of the project is the project and product development. So we will conduct future market research and adapt the platform according to any local needs, although this might be a challenge for the team. Step 2 will be contacting and establishing key partners. So an initial investment will be required from external institutions, and therefore key contacts must be established. The challenge would be to constantly follow up with potential investors and also to find any interested parties. In the third step, we will then complete the product development and then test it in the market. We will then receive feedback from experts. Will be a challenge, as the product will not be launched at a full scale, but rather a small testing. And finally, we will deliver the product to the market and commence with its commercialization. A challenge would be to acquire customers in the industry after they've been contacted, as the project will have to be sold and marketed efficiently to ensure a positive ROI. We thank you for your attention, and please feel free to contact us via email for any questions you may have. Thank you.